Hey, what's going on, folks? It is Mitch here, and I am back with another YouTube video. Before we get into the video, I just want to take the time to say thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in. I truly appreciate you guys watching the videos, leaving the comments, and just everything that you guys do. I haven't posted in over 3 months, and I'm going to go into basically the story of why I haven't posted on my channel in over 3 months, and it's simply because I've just been enjoying life. I've kind of taken like a detox from social media. I don't use TikTok, I don't use Instagram, I don't use Facebook, and if I do use social media like YouTube, it's gaming videos, basically just tips and tricks or new releases or reviews, and that's kind of what my algorithm gets into, because I'm a big gamer at heart and I grew up on video games, and I'll always play video games when I have some free time. But I haven't posted because I just didn't really feel like it. I've been enjoying the time of life. I've been enjoying my personal development. As you guys know, or if you don't know, I like to stay physically fit. I like to try to stay on the best diet and put good nutrients into my body. I talked about running my first marathon last year. That was in November. I recently just did a trifecta weekend a few months ago in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Spartan races, which are obstacles involved with a certain amount of distance, and I actually placed third in my entire age group on the Spartan Beast, which was the biggest race of the weekend. It's a half marathon. It's 13.1 miles with about 30 obstacles, and I came in third place for age group 30 to 34. Big accomplishment there. I had to lock in for my training, and that hard work paid off, and I just started a new marathon training program, which I'll be doing a marathon October 26th, so that's about 19 weeks away. I have a 1-week vacation in September with my wife to celebrate our 2-year anniversary of our marriage. So that's kind of like the fitness side, but I just see it on social media all the time, and I don't know if I'm outgrowing social media. I don't know if I'm evolving into a higher frequency of social media, but it's so draining. Doom scrolling. I see people on their phones all the time, day in and day out, whether at the dinner table or at work, and I've just been really focusing on, even when I'm at work, just being in my body, connecting to my mind, my soul, being present. These phones that we have access to are mini computers, and they are such a big distraction for us. Maybe I'll make a video on phone distraction and how not being on my phone as much has made my life better in many ways. But I just haven't posted on social media, on YouTube, just because I've been enjoying life, and I had this feeling today that was very strong to go ahead and make this video on why I haven't posted in over 3 months. And it feels good being back on the camera. I'm not camera shy, or any of that sorts. I've always been in front of people, whether it was public speaking in college or what I did as a profession before as a fitness trainer with group fitness classes ranging from 5 to 30 people in class depending on the class time. But it's just been very calming. It's been very peaceful living in my own world and really not knowing what's going on so much. As soon as you turn on, an example is the news on the TV or news on your phone or news on the laptop or the iPad, news is so fear-based. Every story that comes out, 9 times out of 10 is going to put you in a fear state, like this is going on, and this bad thing is happening and this is evolving. What happens if X, Y, and Z line up? You know, it could take out this and disrupt that. Like, I just don't have the energy for that anymore. And, you know, there's things that we can control, and then there's things that we can't control. And all that stuff on the news, you know, as horrific as it is, as sad as it is, you know, I don't know if I can control some of those big world things that are going on, or even in the state that I live in, you know. And all I can do each and every day is show up as the best version of myself and put my best foot forward. And I'm only going to be able to do that if I take the time to develop myself. You know, if you are going through a self-development process and an evolution of yourself, whether it's early in your journey, a few steps into your journey, you've been on the journey for a few years, 5, 10, 15, 40 years, whatever it may be, you notice the changes in that journey. You know, you might have been doing something that you're not doing anymore. It just kind of fell out naturally. You know, you're not surrounding yourself with types of people that you used to surround yourself out with, or you know, you used to listen to certain types of music, and now you're not listening to that genre of music, you know. And I'm just going with the flow. I'm just trying to enjoy this life that we have here. As I sit in the car, there's a blue sky out here. The weather is getting warmer. We're at the last few weeks of June here in North Carolina, so it's warm out. There's a nice breeze. The trees, the flowers are bloomed. There's vibrant colors, and it's beautiful out here. You know, we live such a fast life. We live in a time where we have to be so productive for the companies that we work for that, you know, it's just, we don't have time. It feels like we don't have time to just enjoy the fruits of our labor, like to sit here and be present. It's calming, it's peaceful, and you know, there's plenty of people out there that are doing the same thing that I'm doing, and you know, sharing their experiences online, or maybe they're not sharing their experiences and they're just becoming present in their moment. But you know, it's a very beautiful world that we live in. It truly is. Besides all the BS, besides all the chaos, we can harness the power that is inside of us, and we can switch our perspective and be like, you know what? Each and every day I wake up, I am going to live my best life. Each and every day that I go to bed, I'm going to be satisfied with the day that I have. You know, and it's important for each and every one of us to enjoy this human experience. You know, people are out here trying to provide food for their families, to pay their electric bill, to pay their mortgage, their rent, to save up for a house. I don't know what area you live or what country you live in, but you know, here in the U.S., the housing market has just totally gone crazy. You know, when my mom first bought her house before I was born in upstate New York, it was a little over $100,000, and that same house is a little over $500,000. That's like a 500% increase, or whatever the math may be. But you know, I'm 32, and that's 3 decades ago. That's a fairly short amount of time, and I guarantee if I went to go purchase that same house that I grew up in, it would probably need some work, probably another $50,000 to $100,000. And you know, there's just the generations that are before me and my generation that you know, are trying to start a family and move into a house, and the house prices is crazy. And then not only that, but the rent prices for apartments, quote unquote luxury apartments, are just as much as a mortgage. We have a good set of friends that are actually moving out of this area and more to the coastline because they like the beach. They're beach people. And they're downsizing from the rent a house that they are now because it was $2,400 to rent this house. The rent for the house went up $400, so now it's $2,800. So they're downsizing to rent to be about $1,800. They got their dog, to a 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartment. I think it's a 2-bedroom apartment because they work remotely. But, they'll be able to save a few extra $100 per month, which is awesome. Any money that you save is good for the future. But is that going to be enough by the time they want to buy a house with the price of groceries and bills and all this stuff? Like, besides all the BS that we go through, especially as you become quote-unquote adult, it's wild out here. Like, it's truly wild. So I just had to find my peace of mind. And, I felt like, making these daily videos, there was like some type of competition within myself to make a video. And then I would see how many views it would get and how many subscribers I would get from that. And I was chasing the monetization of getting the channel monetized so hard that I fell off because I didn't need that pressure from life. I don't even take the pressure from I don't want any pressure in this life. Like, as crazy as that sounds, there's already normal pressure and normal stress and this stuff, but I am trying my hardest to live in harmony, to live in a flow state, to just enjoy this journey that I am conscious to right now, if that made any sense. And it's just, I'm getting better at it. I really am. I'm really loving myself to the best of my abilities and, of where I am career-wise and my marriage, health, and fitness. And I feel pretty strong about it. I feel a lot of compassion for the people around me. I feel a lot of compassion for myself, for my loved ones. And you know what? I'm taking this life journey at my pace. I am enjoying as best as I can each and every second of this life journey that is in front of me. And I'm not going to go any slower or go any faster than the flow state provides for me. And basically sit back and relax the best that I can. I'm smart with my decisions. Live below my means, so I do save money. I don't overspend and buy things on materialistic items, and that could be a video that I make up in the future about, just enjoying what I have in my possession right now. I don't go out on the weekends and go on shopping sprees. I don't need to buy the newest video game that came out. And, all these materialistic things make you feel good in that moment for a few days, a week, but it eventually fades off. I've been really trying to tackle the deep-rooted things inside myself. What didn't really go right in my childhood or through a developmental process that kind of left wounds inside myself, so I can heal myself to become a better version of myself. So I can, when I do have a child, that, I don't pass those wounds on from a subconscious thing and raise them in a different light than I was raised in, because I learned from the mistakes that, people around me at that time. Just like really analyzing this journey that I'm on and, forgiving people for things that they might have done to me because they didn't know any different at the time, because they didn't know, because it was passed down to them. Like, this whole experience, like, when we sit back and look at it, it's not exactly just cookie cutter. And I feel like a lot of people hide that truth inside. They let it, evolve inside them. I'm going to tackle it on face value. And this is why I haven't posted in over 3 months, because I just didn't want to. Like, simply didn't want to. I wanted to become more authentic and come more from the soul. And even this video going on about 15 minutes feels a lot more authentic than most of the videos that I posted, because I was forcing something so hard and I didn't know why I was forcing it. And, you know, maybe because I want to help people, you know, just naturally I want to help people and, you know, put smiles on their face and share my experiences so that they can realize they're not the only ones in the boat. You know, if someone's going through something, there's been people that have gone through it. And you see a lot of people post videos on YouTube about a topic, but have they actually gained wisdom and knowledge from that topic, or have they just watched a lot of videos and they're just reciting it in a very presentable way to get views and stuff? Like, I just want it really organic. I want it very natural. Like, this video is going to reach the people that it needs to be reached, and the universe will put that into play, and we'll see what comes out from it. If it's, you know, 3 views, it was meant to be 3 views. If it's more than that, it was more than that. But, you know, I've kind of, you know, loosened the string, per se, on the results of what these videos are, and, you know, just going in the natural flow state. So I will be posting a video most likely in the next few days to talk to you guys about. You know, I don't know what that topic may be. You can leave some comments on, you know, video topics that you would like for me to cover, but we'll just kind of see how these videos go. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys for your time, your support, the love that you guys show the channel. May the universe bless you with a blissful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.